Hey everyone, Mount Rodmore here, and we got our miracle. I don't know how. I don't know how it happened, but somehow this season went from an absolute abomination to the first time I have been happy in the year 2022. Good morning to you, Scarlet Rain 88. Uh, Taylor won. I don't know how, but she won. I mean, I do know how. Like, I don't mean to say that in such a way that it implies she didn't deserve to win because she did. And oh my God, I'm so unbelievably happy for her. Just just thinking back to those first couple weeks. I mean, she was in tears on day two. But that's how fast it was for her to just end up at the bottom and to feel at the bottom. And and she won the whole thing. I just I'm still trying to put it into words because it's so incredible. And she deserved it. She 100% deserved it. She played. It was not the most conventional game of Big Brother, but that's because she's had to play Big Brother while also playing a game of survival. Just everyone at one point throughout this game was out together. Yes, a lot of people did come around to her even before they left the house. But yeah, you can go back far enough, you'll find negative comments from everybody. But she got through all of it and became the first black female Big Brother winner. Like she I can't get past everything she went through and how she got to this point. Just this woman has been the victim of every kind of bullying under the sun throughout this game. Insults, gaslighting, racism, sexism, colorism, her pageant background. Just getting to jury after all of that was impressive enough. But she made it to the final two because I'm going to make a bold statement here. She played the best social game in Big Brother history, at least that I have seen. I have seen BB17 onwards, and she has played the best social game. And I mean, she really kind of had to have played the best social game in history to win this game because it is true she did lose part one and part two of the final HOH. And she was getting pretty down on herself. Like, I didn't want to be carried to the end. I wanted to earn it on my own. And I, I do admit, like I was even talking about in my last stream, the fact that she lost part one and part two, it had me thinking, you know, this might make it more difficult for her to win. She went through the lot and came out like a queen. That's right. Everyone mocked her for being a pageant queen, completely forgetting that part of that is queen, which she is. So, uh, here's the thing about the finale for me tonight. I am on the East Coast, and I thought the show itself was delayed, but no, it was just a tape delay here, like watching it live on CBS on the East Coast. There were people who were able to watch it live. They were ahead of me. Like I didn't get anything major spoiled, but I did glance um, at Twitter and saw that the HOH competition was underway. The final HOH competition was underway. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I am behind. Like the show started 8 minutes late for me because 60 Minutes started 8 minutes late because a football game ran late. And like, I do not watch football, but I don't understand how a game with a score of 38-10 runs late. Seriously. Like, it's a blowout at that point. Why? Why did I have to wait? Seriously? Be better, people. So yeah, I was not able to witness it truly live the way other people appear to have seen it. And when I realized that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? I have not been able." Well, it's not that I haven't been able; it's that I haven't watched a full Big Brother finale live in since 2018 because that was BB20. BB21, I stopped watching as soon as Nicole was evicted, and then just like later watched her win America's Favorite, and then also watched Kemi calling out all the racism in the house. Like I did not watch Jackson actually win. Just skip that part. And BB22, I had completely given up on weeks before. That season was just painful to sit through. But again, all I watched was America's Favorite, watching Davon win. And last year, I had to drive my brother to work, and he worked a night shift. So I literally was not able to be home to watch it live. So yeah, this is 4 straight years of me not being able to watch the Big Brother finale live. Go figure. So the final HOH competition was, something they have done before. Like it's typically the final HOH. They're asked questions about, well, usually questions by the previously eliminated house guests. It's like you have to figure out what thing they're saying is not true. Well, I mean that was the competition tonight. Like each contestant said three things, two truths and a lie. They had to figure out what the lie was, A, B, or C. Now, of course, I played along, and I believe I got 6 out of 8 right. I'm pretty sure it was 6 out of 8 for me. May have been 7, but no, I'm pretty sure it was 6. And if I was up against Turner, then I would have won the final HOH because Turner only got 5, but Monty got 7, and therefore Monty won the final HOH, and that was definitely a huge weight lifted off my shoulders because I knew with Monty there was a chance he would take Taylor to the end. Turner, zero chance. I was just like, if Turner wins this final HOH, then that is it for Taylor. So mercifully, Monty won the final HOH. I was just like, come on, dude. Make the big move. Take out Turner. Go ahead. That's going to be the big move to get you $750,000. Go ahead. Do it. Oh, you did it. Oh, good job, Monty. You just won. Now, I get why, from both Monty's and Turner's perspectives, they thought they had what it took to beat Taylor. But they didn't. because, as has been the theme of the season, they both underestimated her. They underestimated her social game. And I had a feeling that Monty was going to evict Turner if he won HOH. I honestly did not know. Like, it was 50-50 for me. And then, of course, it was 100% Turner will vote to evict uh, Taylor. So just I was going into it thinking Taylor has about a 25% chance of making it to the final two. But Monty decides to bring Taylor to the end. And here's the thing. He he decided to sit in the final two chairs, making speeches to convince the jury and answering questions from the jury. And he thought it would be a good idea to be in this position against a Miss America contestant. She literally won Miss Congeniality. She knows a thing or two about answering questions under pressure, but with poise and grace. And that's exactly what she did. She just hit home run after home run with her responses, and Monty was just kind of tripping over his words, and I feel like he might have even got a couple of his wires crossed on a couple of things. And I'm just like, Monty, Taylor did not keep it a secret that she was a pageant contestant. Case in point, you all mercilessly bullied her for it the first 2 weeks. You should have known that this was part of it. They did what everyone else in this season has done. They thought they could take her out. Well, Turner would have taken her out had he gotten a chance. Monty thought he could beat her at the end. He didn't think he could beat Turner, when in fact the opposite was probably true. But this right here, this to me was the moment where I was like, I think Taylor's got this. When she said, I am the blockbuster. Like, I am the one who's been on the block 6 times now because her sitting next to Turner tonight made it 6. Everyone who sits next to me leaves. I am the blockbuster. I heard her say that, and I was just like, my inner Breaking Bad fan came out because when she said that, my mind immediately went to Walter White saying, "I am the danger." Like I have never had a Big Brother contestant remind me of Walter White, and it was freaking Taylor of all people, who's been the most pure and good person, and all of a sudden, for $750,000, she turns into Walter White. Like that's just. Let me tell you something. If I was on that jury and I was in any way unsure, because yeah, I do feel I would have been closer to Taylor than Monty throughout the game, but I also would have taken into account the fact that Monty did have 3 HOHs and 2 veto wins. Like I would have been weighing all options, but hearing Taylor say, "I am the blockbuster," that would have been the deciding factor for me. I would have been like, she just turned into Walter White. I'm voting for her to win. I don't care how everyone else votes. I'm voting for her. So yes, that was a pretty outstanding moment. Uh, well, we got one last Jasmine food comparison. She was talking to Taylor. She was about to ask her question, and she's like, "Hello, Taylor. You look better than a lemon pound cake or something like that." And there was that initial like, oh brother. Of course, my dad could not stand Jasmine at any point in time in her run. on on the show. And this didn't change that. Even when I explained to him that it was actually kind of a more heartwarming moment, considering, first of all, they did not have a great relationship in the house. Well, Jasmine didn't have a great relationship with Taylor. Taylor did her best, but Jasmine didn't seem to want much of a relationship with Taylor, and was mocking her for wearing that very dress. Like, right in the beginning, they were like, "Go on, put on a fashion show for us. Show us your finale night dress." And then she did, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, can you believe she did that?" And now here's Jasmine telling Taylor how good she looks in that dress on finale night. Can't believe I'm actually about to say this, but that was rather sweet of Jasmine to Taylor. Yeah, it was. It's the first nice thing she's done all season. So yeah, I actually appreciated that. And I also appreciated just the whole time Taylor was talking and like giving her final speech as to why she should win. Just, Joseph looks so proud of her. What has this finale done to me? It's got me to almost like Jasmine. Let's not go that far. Mm, let's call it a broken clock situation. Broken clock's right twice a day. But yeah, just Joseph was so proud of Taylor in her answers, in her final speech, and I was even saying like he could possibly be a little upset about Taylor and Monty pursuing something in the house because maybe he wanted to pursue that specific something. But when I saw that smile on his face, I realized it's not that he just wants to be with Taylor. He just genuinely loves and cares for Taylor. And I saw that look on his face. I was like, he's voting for her to win, 100%. And when he was casting his vote, he's like, I'm voting for the sword of this season. And Taylor even kind of said that, like, I'm not a shield, I'm a sword, like something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but she said something like that in her final speech. So yeah, no matter what, Joseph and Taylor are going to be good friends after this. Positively, no, I don't believe in miracles. Oh, okay. Well, there was a miracle tonight. Taylor went from week one pariah to BB24 champion. Yeah, that's the closest thing to a miracle we're gonna get from Big Brother. So we get to see the pre-jury again, minus Paloma. They did not bring her back, and who cares? I'm happy they didn't. I mean, it's because she quit the show. I think is why they didn't bring her back. Although Chris Kattan quit Celebrity Big Brother and he appeared on the finale of that. So, you know. But, I liked Chris Kattan. I don't like Paloma. So it's different. But yeah, the rest of them, Pooch, Amira, Nicole, and Smelvis, they were all back. Um, Julie asked Pooch, "How does it feel that pooching yourself became part of the Big Brother vocabulary this season?" And he admitted to having some regrets. I'm like, "Gee, you think you volunteered for the block week two when everyone was kind of like, this guy might possibly be making a name for himself in this house. So why don't we just take care of that right now?" Some regrets. I'd have all of the regrets. I mean, I can't say that I would have no regrets. Like, If I went out of Big Brother as early as Pooch did, I could probably think to myself, yeah, I should have done some things differently. But I would at least walk out of there knowing that I didn't volunteer to go on the block. Uh, well, that was just dumb. And he does admit that he thinks about it for a half hour before he goes to sleep every night. I'm like, yeah, get used to it. You're going to be thinking about that $750,000 mistake for a while. Um, Amira decided to bring up the Taylor Monty showmance right in front of Joseph, and I'm like, what did you do this for, Amira? Like, what were you hoping to gain out of it? Like, are you trying to get promoted at Google in your job of promoting fairness and inclusion? Is that what you're going for here? Like the last time you're ever going to be on television, this is what you're doing. Not owning up to some things, not apologizing for some things, not just saying, "Wow, so and so played a good game." Like even if it's not saying Taylor played a good game, just say anyone played a good game. Say Monty played a good game. Okay, fine, whatever. It's better than just trying to start some start some ish that really didn't even go anywhere. It's like, congratulations, Amira. You're going to be remembered for two things. I thought you were only going to be remembered for one thing on BB24, but now it's going to be two things: uh, an amazing blindside and an amazing level of pettiness from someone who's actually like in the older half of the contestants this season. Like Amir is 32 years old. She's older than me, and she's just one of the most immature people. And of course, we get to hear from Smelvis. He's like the last segment before it goes to commercial and then comes back to the results of the vote. And he's just like saying, "Yeah, the season was really boring until the double eviction." It's like, shut up. No, Taylor winning the wall right after you left was outstanding. And Nicole was completely ignored throughout this whole segment, but whatever. Who cares? She hasn't been especially active on social media from what I've gathered. So I don't know. Maybe she was just like, I don't even really want to talk about this anymore. I will say it did kind of seem like like of all the pre-jurors, she was the one who seemed to show the closest thing to remorse regarding the Taylor treatment. So maybe she just doesn't want to talk about it just because she's not really proud of herself. That's that's me giving Nicole the best benefit of the doubt I can possibly give her. So we do finally get to the results, and Turner votes for Monty, which I expected. Turner was not at all bitter. Like he straight up said to Monty when Monty evicted him, like, I get it. It was the right move. I understand. No hard feelings. So yeah, I was not at all surprised Turner voted for Monty to win. Brittany voted for Taylor. Did not surprise me because, last Brittany's last few days in the house, she really got back on the pro Taylor train. And then Alyssa voted for Taylor. Wasn't too surprised because Monty was the HOH who took her out. And Michael voted for Taylor. Again, not surprised. He saw her game sooner than most, saw her struggle, and got to see her emerge from it. And I still remember how proud he looked when she won the wall comp. He was so proud of her. So then it gets to Terrence. I'm like, yeah, I know. He voted for Monty. And then Julie showed us the key, and it had Taylor's name on it. And I was like, oh my God, she just won. She 100% just won this game. Because, like, that's four right there. You need five out of nine. Like, regardless of what Kyle did, like, Joseph's going to vote for her. I saw that look on his face. He's 100% voting for her to win. But then Kyle turned out to have also voted for Taylor. And I was tearing up like I have never teared up before. Like I don't think I've ever teared up watching Big Brother before, but my God, I was so unbelievably proud of Taylor for pulling this off. From going from where she was to $750,000. It was it was absolutely incredible. I was so happy for her winning. It took me about 10 minutes to realize that this was the second year in a row that I did a draft with my dad and my brother. And this is the second year in a row that my first draft pick won the whole thing. Oh, yeah. And then after Taylor comes out to the confetti and to everybody else, this time she did not come out on stage, which was different. She There was like this new hallway that was built. It went to the backyard basically, and and that's where everybody was waiting for. So then that happened. Commercial break, comes back. Julie reveals that Joseph, Jasmine, and Indy, they all voted for Taylor to win as well. So Taylor won 8-1. That is pretty darn good. I cannot believe Terrence and Kyle voted for Taylor to win. Like when I was going in, I was thinking like, especially after the speeches, I'm thinking I think Taylor might take this one, but I thought it would be 6-3. Turner, Terrence, Kyle. I thought they were going to vote for Monty to win. I did say in a previous stream that my draft picks were cursed. Well, in my defense, I also had Paloma and Pooch on my team, and they were the first two to leave. And at that point in time in the game, it didn't look good for Taylor. Michael was already emerging as a compy, so I figured they might try to take him out sooner rather than later. And I thought Monty was a punk and a sucker. I'm back to thinking that now. But yeah, that's where I was at the time. I was thinking, Monty's the only one that I'll probably get far, but I'm not going to enjoy a second of it. But then magically, the leftovers formed, and Taylor, Michael, and Monty were all a part of it. And Monty was tolerable for a while. So yes, I got I got the bad parts of my draft team out of the way nice and quickly. And then I had the final two were both mine. And I've mentioned this before. Turner was the one that got left out. It was me, my dad, and my brother. We each took five. We left one out. We left out Turner. And my dad was saying he actually wanted to see Turner win because none of us picked him, even though he's the local guy. Like he's not even just from Massachusetts. He is from like 10 miles away, or at least his store is about 10 miles away. Okay, about 15 miles away. But yeah, my dad just wanted Turner to win just so that we could all lament that none of us picked him. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want me to win the draft 2 years in a row. But yes, Taylor wins 8-1. She gets out to the yard. She's hugging everybody, and you know, I had voiced on social media my concerns a couple of times, and I think maybe even a couple times in these streams that I don't know. I didn't know if Smelvis would try to do some some kind of ridiculous antics that would like even possibly get security involved. So when I saw them, like Taylor was making her rounds through hugging everybody. She got up to Smelvis. Oh, I almost said his actual name. Forgive me. I was like, I was just gonna go, but there was just like a polite nod and a hug, and then that was it. So I'm like, okay, that wasn't too bad. I'm like, you know what, Taylor, let that be your final interaction with him. Go out on a positive note. Just just call it a hug goodbye. And yes, that was a sassy sip. So there is one more thing to get to before we wrap up the season. America's favorite player. And the top three is revealed to be Michael, Taylor, and Scarlett. I'm going to need you to brace yourself. Kyle. That that movement to get him America's favorite, it had some success. Got him at least to the top three. And of course, I was thinking, like, did it work? Did they actually get him America's favorite player? It was like they got him this far. Did they actually? And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I would have felt going from Taylor winning the game, going into Kyle winning America's favorite player. That would have been just a real hodgepodge of emotions for me. But luckily, we didn't have to worry about that because Julie revealed that Taylor made history as the first contestant to win the game and America's favorite player. So Taylor did not just win $750,000. She won $800,000 and a cruise because it was 50,000 in a cruise for America's favorite player. So yeah, first the first black female winner in Big Brother history is also the first winner to also win America's favorites. And that to me, that really, when Taylor won America's favorite, I'm just like, okay, so Kyle being in the top three, that's a discussion we're gonna have later on because I'm not letting my good mood be spoiled right now. I will say, Kyle looked surprised that he made the top three. He was just kind of like, well, you know, I believe I said this in my last stream. He had a lot of people trying to get him America's favorite because basically they felt that what happened to him was unfair, that he was taken out like for non-game reasons. But he brought non-game reasons into the game, and that's why. That was he said some questionable things, and he got caught, and he paid the price for it. It cost him $750,000, but it nearly got him $50,000. We're we are officially acting like um, Michael was second place for America's favorites. Okay, Taylor was first, Michael was second, Kyle was third. Okay, that's what happened, and we're not diverging from this story. That is just what happened. I will not listen to any evidence otherwise. So, yeah, the only complaint I had about the episode was that it was 2 hours long. Probably could have been an hour and a half. Would have been better to be an hour and a half. Just they could have done like, I mean, they probably wouldn't have done it this way, but I'll tell you what, if they just done like a rerun of like Young Sheldon or one of the other half-hour sitcoms they have on CBS. They just did that at 8 and started Big Brother at 8:30. Then it was a rerun of a sitcom. Then they could just skip over it, and then the show could have started at 8:30. But they would have never done that. And my I was watching it with my dad, and he was just getting kind of grumpy throughout the whole thing. He felt that it was going on too long, and like also he's still kind of recovering. No, not kind of recovering. He is still recovering from surgery. So it was on his hip. So like sitting down, at least on like he's usually sitting in this chair. This chair is good for him. But we watched it upstairs together, and he had to sit on the couch, and it wasn't as comfortable for him. So he was just getting kind of grumpy the whole time. And I was literally like, I can watch this in another room if you're just gonna complain the whole time. But he apologized, and we talked over later, and like, don't worry, he is happy that Taylor won. He also appreciates the redemption arc, the underdog arc. I mean, I say redemption, but she didn't really need to redeem herself to these people. I mean, she did have to redeem herself, but that's only because they got on her for no reason. But we're both happy with what happened. Me in particular, because I won the draft for the second year in a row. I mean, I would have won anyway because Monty was also on my draft team, but Taylor was my first pick, and I stole her from my brother. My dad picked first, I picked second, my brother was third. My dad picked Joseph first, and I was really torn between Taylor and Michael. I was thinking like whichever one I pick, my brother's probably gonna pick the other one. But just something about Taylor drew me to her, so I picked her first. And my brother was like, "Oh, I hate you." But then he did not pick Michael. He picked Nicole. Oops. And then my dad picked Alyssa. Oops. So I got Michael as my second pick. My brother has seen the finale. He watched it. He is very happy. I have not found anybody that isn't happy that Taylor won. I'm sure there are some miserable people out there because I've been seeing a lot of people already saying that Taylor doesn't deserve to win because, she hasn't played a great game. But the fact that she made it even to the halfway point of the season is proof that she played a good game. So yeah, I guess I'll check social media to see if there's anything. I mean, before when I would do this, it was just to see like if there were any updates on stuff in the house, but the game's over now. So I don't know. At this point, I'm really just kind of looking for any other good reactions. Oh, I will say, I've officially decided I am going to try out for Big Brother next year. I'm really going to. I mean, I had said before, like, I'll try out after a woman wins again, just because, like, the winners have been so male dominated. Like, this was season 24. Taylor is only the eighth female winner. So, literally, only one third of the Big Brother winners have been female. So, yeah. But now that Taylor has won, I think I'm gonna finally start to do it. And also just, you know, just the underdog story. Taylor was so isolated. Just no one would even talk to her. Like those first couple weeks, I really, I felt her pain because I know how it feels to be in a social situation and everyone else is having a grand old time together and you're just kind of off by yourself. I know how that feels, and it hurts. But Taylor showed that, you know, just stay kind, just be good to people, treat people with respect. You can still go far. But yes, I am going into next year with Taylor as my biggest inspiration. Also, maybe Michael just being like, yeah, I can totally win 9 competitions. You know, I'll do my best. But I don't think there's any reality in which I win 9 competitions in Big Brother. Michael is a lawyer with a skinny frame, okay? I'm a fat comedian. I would do my best, of course, in everything. I really don't see myself throwing a competition unless I do start stacking up the wins like Michael did, in which case, yeah, okay, maybe I'll throw one or two. Don't want to look like too big of a threat. But yeah, I don't think that would happen. I like to think that I would have a modest amount of competition wins were I able to last for a while. But I would, as far as I can tell, there has never been a comedian on main Big Brother. Like, yes, Celebrity Big Brother has had a couple comedians, like Chris Kattan and Tom Green. But yeah, like, I don't know. I like to think that I could possibly convince them to let a comedian in the house. And I just make people laugh here and there. Maybe they keep me around until I'm able to start winning stuff. And thank you, Scarlett, for saying you hope I get in. I do too. $750,000 would be pretty sweet. I don't see myself winning America's favorite. Just when I think of the past few America's favorite player winners, I I think there's no way I would have ever won against any of them. Like I'd like to think I would have at least beat Cody for BB19 just because he was garbage. But I mean, America felt bad for him. They felt so bad for him they didn't care that he was a gross transphobe. What would you do with that kind of money if you won? Oh, I don't even know. Well, 750,000. I'd spend a third of it partying for sure. I'd I'd invest a third of it, and the other third I would probably just save, just put it in the bank, rainy day fund, you know. You know, I'd probably invest it in a better streaming setup. You know, like I have a good laptop for it, but you know, I'd want to get like the lighting and the microphones and a better chair. Not that this chair isn't nice, but you know, like the kind of chair you see from a streamer, and also just my own space. Get an apartment or even a house, place where I can be alone, have my own like office, basically. All right. Yeah, I'm just checking the hashtag. Um, it's just a lot of happiness. Lays has responded saying, "Congrats, Queen of Lays. You deserve all the praise. We yellow heart you." Oh, she is getting that sponsorship. 100%. Oh, yeah, here we go. Joseph listening to Taylor's final speech. Look at that face. That face, I knew he was voting for her, no matter what. Oh, yeah. Today is the 20th anniversary of the last time a black woman made it to the final two. Danielle Reyes, season three, September 25th, 2002. She made it to the final two, but she lost. Because at that point in time, they did not sequester the jury. And they didn't appreciate her diary room comments. So she really fell victim to a bitter jury. Like, really, people, you voted against her for that? And it was after that that they kept the jury sequestered before making a decision so that that wouldn't happen again. Just the fact that it took 20 years for another black woman to get to the final two is really depressing. But yeah, Danielle Reyes only got one vote to win. And 20 years to the day later, Taylor gets all but one vote to win. Yeah, um, I think that's about it. I'm happy. I'm I am very happy. I will sit down and do like a deep dive review of the whole season and everybody on it at some point, probably in a couple days. But for now, I'm just gonna end it with Taylor. I am so proud of you. You 100% deserve this, and I wish you all the best. And you are officially my new favorite Big Brother winner, and possibly my favorite Big Brother contestant of all time. She was truly something special to watch, and I don't think there'll ever be anyone like her on this show again. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I didn't think this season would end with anything even remotely resembling happiness. Okay, I thought that this afternoon was like, yeah, Monty and Turner are probably just going to take each other. Taylor's going to finish third, so it's like all my all my focus was like, I just want Taylor to get America's favorites, and then she got that too. Uh, so yeah, that'll do it for me. Thank you, Scarlett, for watching. I appreciate it, of course, and I will see you next time. Peace out.